Of pawns that protect each other on a diagonal is called a pawn chain. The only unprotected pawn in the chain is the base pawn at the back. How can you defend the d4 pawn and add two pawns to your pawn chain? Excellent. White now has a pawn chain from b2 to e5. Controlling. Can you find a way to gain time attacking a white piece and build a new pawn chain? Excellent job. Black gains a tempo. Nicely done. Black creates a new pawn chain deep into white's position. White tries to break up the chain with a3. How can black add a third pawn to this pawn chain and protect b4? Impressive. You build a powerful pawn chain in white's territory. Black has a... Can you find black's best move to attack white's pawn chain? Nicely done. Black attacks the base of white's pawn chain. Since taking black's pawn on a3 allows bishop takes c3, white's pawn chain begins to collapse. Now that you Exactly. Black captures a pawn and forks white's rook and d4 pawn. White's d4 e5 pawn chain is cramping black's position. How can black attack the pawn chain and break out of this bind? Nicely found. Black attacks the head of white's pawn chain, leaving white with an isolated pawn. Great job! Black's dark squared bishop joins the knight in attacking the weak d4 pawn. Black will win. Black's rook on d2 is in trouble. Can you attack its only defender, the queen, and build a... You got it! Black's queen... Excellent. White builds a pawn chain from f2 h4 in order to win black's rook on d2.